is it the case that the one who opposes al-firqatul najiyah, al-ta'ifatul mansura, the one who opposes the saved sect and the aided group in a singular matter, or in the matter of al-wala wal-bara. So is it the case that the one who opposes the saved sect and the aided group in the matter of al-wala wal-bara, or in the issue of hearing and obeying the Muslim rulers, whether they are, regardless of whether they are righteous or whether they are wicked, so long as you do not obey them in disobedience. So the one who opposes the aided group in these types of matters, in this mas'ala and that mas'ala, in this issue and that issue, does it take him outside of Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jama'ah? Alongside the fact that he agrees with Ahlus-Sunnah in the rest of the creedal matters, in the rest of the matters of aqeedah. So, just to make sure that you understand the question, that a person comes along and he opposes Ahlus-Sunnah, who are firqatul najiyah, and they are ta'ifatul mansura, and they are Ahlul Hadith. So a person comes along and he opposes them in the issue of al-wala wal-bara, in the issue of allegiance and enmity, meaning allegiance to the ones who are the people of Tawheed and enmity towards the enemies of Tawheed from the pagans and others. Allegiance to the people of Sunnah and disavowal from the people of Bid'ah and so on. This is the issue of al-wala wal-bara. Or that he opposes Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jama'ah in the issue of hearing and obeying the Muslim ruler, even if the Muslim ruler is sinful, so long as he does not obey him when he commands you with evil. So a person who says, well, I'm with Ahlus-Sunnah, I'm with you people in everything except in these two issues, or in this one issue of, I don't agree with listening to them, with obeying the Muslim ruler. Does that take that person outside of Ahlus-Sunnah? Does it take him outside of the saved sect? Because in all of the other affairs of aqeedah, he agrees with the aided group and the saved sect. So Sheikh al-Fawzan, he says, Na'am. If he opposes Ahlus-Sunnah or the Ta'ifatul Mansura and the aided group and the saved sect in a matter, yet he agrees with them in another matter, then he is not with them in that which he opposes them in. Or he is not from them in that which he opposes them in. And he is not with them in that which he agrees with them. So, he is not with them in that which he opposes them, and he is likewise not with them in that which he agrees with them. وَعَلَيْهِ فِي ذَلِكَ خَطْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. And upon him, in this matter, there is a great danger. And he enters into the wa'id, he enters into the threat of Allah's Messenger ﷺ when he said, all of them are in the fire. And that is because he said, it is possible that he enters the fire due to this one opposition. Due to this one mukhalafa, he enters the fire. Even if the mukhalafa is in a mas'ala wahida, even if it is in one matter fil aqidati, in the matter of aqidah. So if a person opposes, what he's saying is that even if a person opposes the people of Sunnah and the Salaf of this Ummah, even in one issue he opposes them, it is possible that he will enter into the hellfire because of one, because the Prophet ﷺ said, كُلُّهُمْ فِي النَّارِ, all of those deviated sects are in the hellfire. So he said that the Prophet ﷺ made that statement. Because the Prophet ﷺ, in his statement, he said, كُلُّهُمْ فِي النَّارِ, that its meaning does, and it does not mean that all of them are to be declared as unbelievers, to remain in the hellfire forever. It does not mean that. Rather, what it means is that they will enter into the fire in accordance to their opposition. Because the opposition, it is possible that the opposition can take, meaning that if you oppose in a singular point of aqeedah, that singular opposition, it is possible that it may take a person outside the fold of Islam. Or it is possible that that issue does not take the person outside the fold of Islam. So in a nutshell, what the Sheikh is saying is that even if a person opposes Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jama'ah in one issue, from the issues of aqeedah, whether it be wala and bara, whether it be hearing and obeying the Muslim ruler, even if he's a sinner, it is enough to take him outside of the saved sect, take him outside of the aided group, outside of Ahlus-Sunnah, even though he may agree with Ahlus-Sunnah in all of the other points of aqeedah. One point is enough. If I was to ask you, how many issues did the Qadariyah oppose the Sahaba in? One. They denied Qadr. One issue. The Khawarij. One issue. Major sins. A major sin takes a person outside the fold of Islam. That was takfir, basically, based upon the kabair. One issue. So that one issue was enough to remove them from the da'irah of Ahlus-Sunnah. Now there are those issues that a person falls into that takes him outside of the da'irah of Islam. So some issues may take him outside of Ahlus-Sunnah but keep him within Islam. Then there are those issues that may take him outside of Islam altogether, like the Rafidah, who declare all of the Sahaba, or the vast majority of them, except for maybe 3 or 4, all of them to be kuffar. Or that they say that the Quran that is with you is not the Quran that was sent to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they believed in a different version of the Quran. And they believe that there are chapters from the Quran that are missing. Or that they revile Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman. So it is enough that their mukhalafa, or their opposition to the aqeedah, takes them outside the fold of Islam. But it's not the case for everyone. So the extreme Jahmiyyah outside the fold of Islam, Jahm bin Safwan, the scholars declared him, thousands of them declared him to be a kafir because of his denial of the names and attributes of Allah, and likewise Ja'd ibn Dirham. Then you have the Asha'ira, who the scholars don't declare to be outside the fold of Islam, but they do regard their deviancy to be an extreme deviancy, as the likes of Ibn Abdul Barr and others have pointed out regarding the Asha'ira, likewise Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. So their bid'ah does not take them outside the fold of Islam. But the extreme Jahmiyyah, theirs does, even though the Asha'ira are an offspring or an offshoot of the Jahmiyyah. But their deviation did not reach the level of the likes of Jahm. So therefore what we say is that the Prophet ﷺ said, when he mentioned that this ummah will divide into 73 sects, كُلُّهَا فِي النَّارِ إِلَّا وَاحِدَةً, and the Sahaba, they said, وَمَا هِيَ تِلْكَ الْفِرْقَةِ, and he said, مَا أَنَا عَلَيْهِ الْيَوْمَ وَأَصْحَابِي, that all of them will be in the hellfire, all of those 73 sects except for one. And that is the saved sect. And they said, which is the one sect? He said, that which I and my companions are upon today. Or he said in a narration, it is al-jama'ah. So they are the jama'ah. So all of them, with their bid'ah, are in the hellfire. The only question is, are they in the hellfire forever or for a specified time? If their bid'ah did not nullify iman from every aspect, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will eventually place them in Jannah, as long as their iman was not completely nullified. Like for example, with the extreme of the Jahmiyyah and the Rafidah, or those similar to them. If their bid'ah nullified iman from every aspect, then they're outside the fold of Islam. Like even the extreme Sufis. Even the extreme Sufis who like Al-Hallaj and others who said, Ana al-Haq. He said that I am the truth, meaning that I am Allah. So that takes him outside of Islam. So then you have those who are like the Murji'ah. Not the Murji'ah of the Jahmiyyah, but the Murji'at al-Fuqaha. And other than them, from the lighter forms of the Murji'ah, they are within the fold of Islam. But they are within the 73 sects, 72 sects that we do not regard to be in the hellfire for eternity, but rather that they are in the hellfire for a period of time, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive them before that. Because they are under the mashi'ah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even them. Barakallahu feekum. So anyway, upon that note, inshallah, we'll finish for today. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. And tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue with the Sunan of Ibn Majah, with the explanation of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Al-Abbad, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.